I will request something before we start
Sure.
here. Sometimes participants write some things in the message, and while talking, I just omit to look at them. If you see a message, would you draw my attention? If there's a question, anything that I need to take care of, I'll try to notice myself, but last time I missed everything.
Yes, I would urge a lot of people to ask because it is a new subject matter to most of us,
Yes.
NLP, especially how do we combine these three things together along with Zhineng Qigong. So, uh, and I guess everyone knows how to put a shell on a large screen, an active speaker, zoom in, and so her name is pronounced Ishel. Um, so a very warm welcome from Turkey, and we're so pleased to have you again for a second time.
Thank you very much.
And Ishel, as an introduction, I think you started your career as a diplomat, right? As in the foreign ministry, trade ministry in Turkey.
Yes, actually, I studied political sciences, and afterwards I worked as a Turkish diplomat for 8 years, and I had 2 more years in the ministry, and was what you call it? It's in Turkish. It's called chef de cabinet, executive head of office of two state ministers in Turkey, and I was 52 years old. I was the youngest in Turkey, just by coincidence. I mean, I passed an exam and they offered to be the executive assistant of ministers, his private office. Anyway, I liked diplomacy, but I am very creative as a person, and diplomacy is lacking creativity to my point of view. And when I was posted abroad, I was posted to France, to Strasbourg, to the Council of Europe, to the Turkish delegation to the Council of Europe. My family, I have two brothers, my family, mother, father, they formed a company, foreign trade company. So when I was in Strasbourg, dealing with all those human rights attacks and criticisms directed at our nation, and I realized that we weren't really at a very good state. So I had these ideas of doing really nice, creating projects, importing, exporting. So it just created a desire in me. And I decided to resign when I went back to Turkey after completing the full cycle of the first posting, which was 5 years. And then after France, I served in Azerbaijan. And then upon returning, I resigned, took a leave first, and then started doing foreign trade. And I continued for 16 something years until I professionally decided to carry on my work in hypnosis and NLP.
Yes.
This is my most serious job. I
Yes.
consider it as that because I have the ability to transform people.
Yes.
I feel as though I found a magic wand, and whoever I touch heals. And the important thing is that it wasn't magic. Everything was techniques,
Yes.
but outcome is like magic. So this is my background.
Yes, absolutely. And now you are a professional therapist in Turkey.
Yeah, I don't no, I don't call myself therapist. I saw that you have written hypnotherapy.
Therapy, yeah.
Legally, I mean, and also therapy is something very tricky.
Yes.
The doctors and psychologists are to do it, and if you attempt to do it, it's not good. So I am officially NLP master practitioner and trainer, trained by men who invented NLP. And hypnosis is the structure that NLP is based on. I am trained in hypnosis. I don't even present myself as a hypnotist, although I am one, by the way. because it just people are frightened about it.
Yes, hypnosis is just very interesting. The trance, same thing. What we do in
Yes,
Qigong, the Qigong,
exactly.
the eight verses. Can you please
Yeah.
talk a little bit about hypnosis? What is hypnosis to a layperson? Um,
Sure, I will. Before I start, may I ask the situation, I mean, the state of our participants? I mean, are everybody practitioners of Zhineng Qigong? Are there any newcomers, newbies, who doesn't even know what is Zhineng Qigong? First of all, accordingly, I will talk. And secondly, are there any hypnotists and NLPers among our group? May I just learn? Can they type or tell me?
I think it's safe to say that everyone here practices Zhineng Qigong. Sort of,
Yes.
most of them here at a high level. Most of them are teachers in
Yeah.
the country.
Okay. I
Hypnosis
see.
and NLP, I'm not sure, but I doubt it. Yeah.
Okay. So I would like to say that my aim today is to give a sort of understanding what it is, what hypnosis and NLP is. And also, I'd like to, of course, define how it works, why it works. Why have you seen my video that I can stand like this, like a steel bar? Why can I work like, can I stand like this? It's not magic, it's not trick, it exists in everybody, this capability. And what happens in hypnosis that we can take that possibility out. And I'd like to also point to what can be achieved through hypnosis and NLP and its connection with Zhineng Qigong. Actually, Zhineng, I'm sorry, I got used to saying Zhineng Qigong, but it's Zhineng Qigong. So excuse me if I say it automatically. Zhineng Qigong and hypnosis and NLP, which is the functioning in the trance level, is so much close. It's almost the same thing. When we learn about this, then we have the ability to transform and apply some of the techniques we use in hypnosis and NLP to heal some problems that we have, or bring out our original capabilities. So what is hypnosis? According to my definition, it is the entrance door to subconscious, actually. Subconscious exists in us. It is accepted in medicine and everywhere. And it is a very big storage unit. It consists of 95% of our mind. I mean, we have conscious mind, which is 5%, and we have subconscious mind, which is 95%. And subconscious mind is a recording, a filing system. So when we come to world, it is like empty. It's like an empty computer or empty machine. And everything we learn through our parents, through the life, all those happenings, this subconscious filing system records these events. And these events are being filed according to two main big files. One is security. That means the subconscious is trying to protect your life. And the other one is love. The subconscious is trying to save your life, trying to make you live in an atmosphere where you would have love. Because when you have love, that means there's no enemy around. You don't have to be protected. You can concentrate on growing, learning, becoming better. So these two main filing systems exist, but the subconscious is so very strong. like our conscious mind, when we enter a room, or when I talk, for example, you can hear me, you can understand my words, you can see how I look, and just notice all the sounds around you. And conscious mind can pick only, it is said that 7 plus or minus 2. So if you are a genius, it can maybe be 8 plus or minus 2, or maybe 9, but never 15 plus or minus 2. We cannot keep it in our mind at one specific moment. But the subconscious is said to keep 400,000 pieces of information at one instant. And that's why the subconscious has this big resource that is inside of us. But remembering what it has inside that filing system or not is not something related to the subconscious. It concerns our conscious mind. So subconscious brings out all those things that our conscious mind may need from time to time from up, but it just keeps all the information filed according to connections it makes, and tries to regulate our life while we consciously make decisions, while we work and, live our life. If it sees something that is dangerous for us, even if you do not realize, it starts protecting you. So this is the structure of subconscious mind. There are two other things we need to keep in mind to understand the subconscious. It is like a child, 10, 12-year-old child maximum. So it acts very naively sometimes. It is like a child. You can trick it. It can make wrong outcomes of certain incidents. And because of those, it can come to wrong decisions. Like, for example, if during your childhood, somebody told you that you're a bad boy, bad girl, you're naughty and so on, you do not deserve to be loved. Or it just comes to the conclusion that you do not have sufficient love, you do not have sufficient security. It just keeps it in the recording system and then tries to regulate your love accordingly. So if you go to people, for example, that can give you a lot of love, respect, and then there is this recording in the subconscious that says that you're not worthy of love, you're not really deserving of respect, then it treats this as a life-threatening danger and tries to take you away from those people that would, according to that child, threaten your life. So that's the wrong recording that can continue in our lives. And another point about subconscious is that it cannot make the difference between something imagined and something already lived. If I, for example, make you imagine something, it thinks, and if I say, for example, if I guide you, hypnotists never do something to the clients. They guide them to a play, to a resource where they find the solutions themselves. So if I make you imagine that you go to past and face with a traumatic event, for example, and if you heal that thing over there with the mind, the learnings, the experiences that you have of now, which is much better than the one that you had maybe 5 years old or when you were 5, 7 years old, then the subconscious treats this as something that has already happened in the present. So that's one structure that we also use in order to make changes in those recordings. And those recordings are our reference system. By the way, if it gets too much deep in theory, just signal me, okay?
No, that's okay. So,
all right.
hypnosis was developed by Milton Erickson. Is that right, Ashel?
Did you say developed by Milton Erickson?
Yeah, was it?
Actually, hypnosis was not developed by Milton Erickson, but Milton Erickson, many years ago, hypnosis was already used at different, like for example, mesmer, you can remember.
That's right, yes.
Shockingly, sort of magical type of person. But Erickson was a psychiatrist who used hypnosis widely in his practice.
Yes.
And through him, it was we can say that it was accepted in medicine.
Medicine, that's right. That was a very big step, because
it's a very big step, yes.
Yes, because hypnosis at one time was like ridiculed. It was kind of
shown, not accepted.
Yeah, on the stage, and people doing crazy stuff.
Exactly. And actually, stage hypnosis is different from this therapeutic work. In stage, you select people. 10% of the population can easily go into a trance state.
Yes.
And trance state means a highly concentrated state of mind,
yes.
where you can focus on something as if though it is real.
Yes.
And you can just leave the other things. Normally, we cannot do this much of concentration. Our mind just jumps from one place to another.
Yes.
When you concentrate it, for example, if under hypnosis, if you can concentrate it as if though you are a dog, for example, and you might really feel like a dog, but that doesn't mean that you do not know yourself. You became, no, you become a voluntary actor of the scene. But it is so dramatic that people are fearful. So Milton Erickson started this in medicine, and it had incredible outcomes.
Yes.
In medicine, for a long time, they said that hypnosis doesn't exist, or hypnosis is dangerous. But both of them are not true. I'm not going to go into the depths.
Yes, absolutely.
But let me jump on NLP. What is NLP and what is hypnosis? So hypnosis, according to my definition, is the entrance door to the subconscious, where you can go in. This is a different universe. It has different rules. It's like, when you go beyond speed of light, all the physical rules change. This is like that also for human personality. When you go into subconscious, things change. So when you learn the language of the subconscious and the rules, you can make changes you can guide people to make changes, and the outcome seems like a miracle. A person who is stuck to his home for 30 years, who cannot step outside by fear of for open spaces, for example, can be just eliminated in a very short time if you can go into that subconscious, and if the conditions are also suitable. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming, and neuro-linguistic programming is invented by Richard Bandler and his partner then in the 1970s, John Grinder. And Richard Bandler was a very young man. Right after university, he was a mathematician. He was staying in a psychiatrist's home, like renting a room or something like that. So he was assisting him and staying at his place. He didn't have much to do. And the house was filled with books. And he started reading, a mathematician. And he's an interesting person. They were doing drugs, out-of-the-box person, not so easygoing all the time. So he started reading all those books, and then he noticed that in all those books, they were talking about the sicknesses, but they weren't telling how to get out of them. Like if it was a mathematical operation, all the books, according to him, was talking about how 2 + 1 is held, but they weren't talking how to overcome them. So he started observing, and he was in touch with somebody else, Virginia Satir, and he has a genius of recognizing patterns. While observing, he recognized some patterns that existed in all people that overcame some problems. So, for example, phobias. He asked, what is the most difficult problem? Then they said it was phobia. So he just gave an ad in the newspaper saying that he's going to give $10 to all those people who has recovered from phobia, but he's going to put them in lie detection first. So he talked with everybody that were really genuinely saying the truth. And he asked, what happened? How did you overcome? Everybody said, I had phobia, I was suffering, I was doing this, that to myself, and so on. And one day I realized what a torture I was doing to myself. Everybody was talking as if though they are looking at themselves from that stage on, from distance. So Richard Bandler recognized this. And also Richard Bandler recognized how they used their eyes. For example, when they were explaining something, a memory, they were saying, oh, I was there and there, looking like that. And he said, what are you looking there? What is there? There were memories. So the memories can be there, here, here, here. So he recognized the actually recording system of the mind, how it is recorded. And he started using these. He called phobia patients in a psychiatric hospital where he was driving Virginia Setter to her work every day. And he said, okay, do this, do this, do this. And then now look at yourself. And then when they did it, the phobia was gone. So they developed these techniques and they applied to Milton Erickson, and they watched him for months, watched him and took out the patterns of what he did. He consciously didn't know how he could define what he did. Like if you ask a painter how you are painting this incredible, beautiful pictures, that painter would say, well, I don't know, I just painted. But if you observe, you might notice some patterns in her or his way. So that's what they did. And they have actually accessed this subconscious hypnosis and many other things and taken out the rules and put them aside, develop them in a systematic, and when you follow them, you can come to the same conclusion as if though you have spent very, very long time. So NLP is systematized way of restructuring the subconscious. And the aim of NLP is to liberate somebody, to access the full potential, to change the recordings that have influence. I mean, our emotions, the way of acting. Sorry, I couldn't remember the English word of it. So everything is connected. We have a recording during our childhood that makes us less self-confident. And if you can change it with techniques, some techniques, then the person becomes empowered and they can just find a lot of success and happiness and so on. In NLP, there is also a system called modeling, and where you can model somebody else who has achieved something very good. You can really take out formulas. It's very incredible. I mean, when I saw the way you can take out formulas, I was really surprised that such a thing could be done. You can take out formulas of your own self. Like, for example, if you are doing something good at some stage, you can take the formula of it. And then if you're doing something bad, you can apply that formula. Let me give you an example. For example, my niece, she was going to take university exams, and she was so frustrated, anxious, angry at the schooling system. Why do I have to learn all these and so on? And whenever she sat down in front of a table, she was unable to study. And then while working, by the way, if you do not have this slight trance state, which is not deep trance, you cannot access these formulas because They are sort of subconscious related formulas. So while I was talking, we found out that the simplest, easiest, most successful, I mean, no need to worry about success or something. She was taking a lot of pleasure in putting on a nail polish, very easy, and she enjoyed it. So we took out the formula of nail polish, and then we took out the formula of studying. When you look, you can see the problem immediately. And when we replaced the same formula to studying, things changed. It was easy, relaxed, no longer an issue of being successful or not was a question. So that's how modeling works. Okay, is everything okay, by the way, with everybody?
Yes, we just have a few questions. Maybe.
Yeah, let me see. Also, can you please tell me, is this?
We have a question from Cornelia. She is asking, can I get hypnosis sessions from you?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, I consider hypnosis and NLP the same. I use it together, and I have sessions here in a psychotherapy center and also at my own center. But I applied sessions online to people. I'm not marketing. I haven't been good in marketing yet because my website and everything, I'm sorry, it's not yet proper. But we worked, and I usually work 6 hours total, and it worked. I work with, it's incredible, but like something like 98% success rate. But I don't work with the ones that I won't be successful to. So there are requirements. One is the person should be willing and wanting the change. Not need to believe, but wanting the change so that we can cooperate. And the other one is ability to have a minimum level of understanding, sensing herself, or himself. Yes.
Great. And
another question? Please contact me from my email.
I'm sorry?
Please contact me if you have
Yes.
questions or if you would like to have sessions. Yeah.
And you're also on Facebook. Then we have a question from Patrick. Is hypnosis NLP just like autogenic training? Do you know autogenic training? I'm not familiar.
I didn't understand. I'm sorry.
Patrick, maybe you can talk about autogenic training. Yeah,
autogenic training. I don't know much about it.
Autogenic training.
It sounds similar.
Well,
when you say, "Oh, my leg is warm and heavy," with raise.
Okay, that seems. I don't know autogenic. What you called for it? Autogenic.
Autogenic training.
Autogenic training. I don't know about it, but it seems, when you say, it seems like the mechanism it is used is as if though it's like hypnosis. But what I told you is maybe 1 out of 1,000 of what exists in hypnosis and NLP. And hypnosis and NLP is not the only way to access this trance state. Trance state is the special ability of concentrated state where you can access to all those possibilities in the subconscious. In fact, Zhineng Qigong is accessing that place as well.
That's what they call the Qigong state.
Qigong state is accessing that state. In hypnosis and NLP, I use it with the same meaning, by the way. I see NLP as techniques that are functioning in this interesting universe. So it's just like step 1, step 2, step 3, you get the outcome. You can use it in business life. If you make a client say, for example, yes 5 times, in trainings, they teach you that if you make the client say yes 5 times, you will get a yes most probably at the 6th time. That is NLP, for example. But does it have to be NLP? No, it's the functioning of the subconscious. So there are thousands of techniques, and some of these techniques, like tapping, have you heard about emotional freedom techniques? You release from these acupuncture points, release blocked energy out. But in NLP terms, we also, while tapping, guide the clients to make a different recording of the traumatic event. So it functions almost the same way. NLP is the umbrella of all the techniques that make a change in neurologic state of our minds. And language is very important as well. So I'll just check it out and tell you whether it is something connected as well.
Yes, there's so many techniques out there. Ishel, can we also, is that good enough answer, Patrick?
Yes.
Okay. Ishel,
yeah, you're not clear. You're not clear, but I cannot give a clear reply yet, as I don't know the technique. But the way you define is as if though it's using the same mechanisms that we employ in NLP and hypnosis in order to access the trance state. While accessing the trance state, you can use relaxation, for example. You can use quick accessing techniques by imposing shock. But I don't mean to say very big shock, but we have 2 fears: loud voice, loud sounds, and falling fears that are involved in us since birth. So if you use it, like if you tap the head slightly, it creates the shock that is necessary for the conscious mind to open up. There is a filter type of thing between conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So you need to open that up before you can work in the subconscious. And it's not something that we only open. During the day, everybody 5-6 times, this filter opens and closes, like when you watch TV. It just opens. Or when you're driving, you do not notice where you just change the gear, or you do not notice every turn consciously. So it is the subconscious mind that is carrying on. So, but we are doing it consciously. And when the subconscious mind opens, if it takes an instruction, and if there is not a contrary instruction, only once is sufficient,
Yes.
So that's a very big power. Yes.
So we talked about hypnosis, we talked about NLP, and then you also started to learn Qigong, Zhineng Qigong.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You started your own group in Turkey, is that right? You have a group.
Well, I actually started, I had lots of trainings on hypnosis. It was a hobby, like it was for Zhineng Qigong. And then a psychotherapy center wanted me to try. And at first session, a 55-year-old man who had flight phobia and who was building skyscrapers, ironically, who had height phobia as well, couldn't go up the 4th floor, who was having treatment since 2 years at that therapy center. After 1 session, it was gone, because it's a technique. I mean, you change the images and things like that, and the recording changes. The outcome, there's no fear. So I started seeing clients as an NLP expert. I didn't say hypnosis. And then, now that it was my hobby, I could just change people so easily, so quickly. And I was so happy to have found this deep knowledge. I started continuing my trainings and became a trainer. Later on, one of my relatives was diagnosed with cancer, and I was researching on how I can assist him. I mean, what can I change in the subconscious so that the outcome would be healing for that person? And while making this research, usually we need to make changes in deep installed beliefs. You know, I told you this recording system in the subconscious, the reference system. When you have a recording saying that, for example, I cannot heal, then that it's like a radio, you know, it signals thoughts outside. You know, thoughts become reality. When you have a thought that is in the subconscious and that continually broadcasts, then there is a problem. So I realized that, and the methods how to change it, there was a reference about Zhineng Qigong. And I was fascinated. When I read it, I saw this video of tumor that is being decreased in a very short time. So I started searching, and unfortunately, there are not masters around in Turkey. I learned Qigong from a man that went to in China, but he taught me but one Zhineng Qigong. Then many months later, through you and all friends and masters, I started lift Qi up and pour Qi down, and 3 centers merged later on. Now I'm practicing it every day since 2.5 years. In May, it's going to be 3 years. And the interesting thing is that during hypnosis, I have long hours. The first 3 hours, I have long sessions. The 3 hours is exactly the same state. The difference is that, the feeling that I have is the same thing. The difference is that we guide the mind of the other person through our words and the feelings we create in the other person. So to my understanding is that Zhineng Qigong accesses through these movements, which is an easy way to access meditative state. You don't have to spend many, many years to calm your mind. By visualization and the movements, you can calm your mind to concentrate on one specific thing. And when you bring that good feeling in your body, then Zhineng Qigong bypasses all those recording systems. You know, we have this reference system, 95% is subconscious, and it has recordings, many recordings, and all these are making a broadcast in our lives. Because, you know, we can say, I'm good, I'm wonderful, I can be happy, I'm successful, things like that consciously, but that is 5%. 95% is broadcasted by our subconscious. And when you make a change in this subconscious through NLP or through any other methods, then this broadcasting changes. In Zhineng Qigong, because you calm down your mind and because you visualize in those moments, and of course the advanced level is not forcing to have visualization yourself, I think. I mean, I'm talking about my understanding, and it might be wrong. Please get the ones that you seem appealing to you and just leave them aside, because my views change all the time too. Zhineng Qigong bypasses the reference system and installs that wonderful state where the recordings do not function and you have ability to feel good and allow this ecosystem for the healing to occur. So the more you do it, or the more you can keep yourself in that state, you'll have healing. And there is also the mind. The mind is sort of the, how do you call it? Imagine a ship, imagine a boat, imagine a ship. There is the man who is guiding the ship. What you call it, Amir? Which was the name of the person who directs the ship? Ships, like the army commander. I didn't remember the name for the ship.
Admiral, captain?
Yeah, the captain. So actually the mind is the captain and the subconscious is the engine place. So in the engine place, the subconscious, which is a 10, 12-year-old child, is just putting all these necessary things, burning, and so that the boat can go. The mind normally is the captain, but sometimes we do not notice that the mind is the captain. So the subconscious is putting everything and trying to understand how the sea is, how the road, where it should go, through the signals that it gets from this captain, through his emotions, his actings. The subconscious is trying to understand which direction it should go. And when you are not aware that the captain is you, then the subconscious rules your life. So when you are in a meditative state, you can see what the subconscious is doing. Being in a meditative state, sometimes not easy to change what the subconscious is doing. If you can stay in that state long enough, the subconscious will get signals from you saying that, oh, everything is relaxed, fine, happy, so there is no danger. So it will start healing processes. But it's not possible to spend all our life in a meditative state 24 hours, except for sleep, all those hours. So automatically it will start signaling. So the importance of NLP and hypnosis start here. We can make shifts in this recording and broadcasting system. And when there is a recording, like for example, when there is a deep belief installed in you saying that, now that Zhineng Qigong is very much concentrated on healing, I'm talking about healing. Our target is not only healing all the time. It can be business success, it can be relationships, it can be money, everything. But I'm talking about healing. When there is a recorded belief inside saying that you cannot heal, then everything you say to yourself, I can heal, I'm good, I'm fine, then it will manifest what it says, because subconscious sees all those beliefs and broadcasts as an instruction. So it's I hope I didn't confuse you. Very long subject.
Yes.
But what I can say is that the technique sometimes is very easy. I can give you an example. For example, to a phobia case, for example. How do we change these beliefs or recordings? Like a person who has a phobia, very severe phobia, that whenever he or she sees a cat, they just react without the conscious evaluation. It doesn't pass through consciousness. That cat is not going to kill that person. That person knows it, but they cannot stop the fear rising in them, because the subconscious has linked that issue with fear. It reacts as if though it was a lion. So what we do not have to find the source of the fear. We just ask the person when those reactions happen. The person says, for example, immediately when anybody says cat, I imagine. And then we say, okay, imagine now. And they say, oh, okay, do you see it in your mind? Yes, that cat is there, the most frightening thing in the world. So we ask, where is the image in your mind? The person says, it's here, or here, there. We look at the eyes. And then we get the details. Is the image colorful? Is it with frame? Is it three-dimensional or not? And does he hear or feel anything, any sounds? How does the person feel in the body? when they think about cat, usually every feeling has a trace on the body. And by tracing the feelings, we can sometimes recover very old dated traumas and then immediately change it. Everything changes. So we then take, for example, a very calm, peaceful, wonderful event. We take the details. Where is the image in the mind when they think about that wonderful image? Let's say it's over here. The phobia is here. This one is 2-dimensional. That's 3-dimensional. This one is close. That is far away. We make a shift and immediately the phobia goes. And all that recording changes. The same thing happens in negative beliefs as well. So those are type of things.
Yes, I think
there is a lot to tell.
Yeah.
I have a lot to tell, but I would like you to experience it as well.
Yes, absolutely. I think
Can I get some feedbacks? Would you like to learn a little bit more?
Yes.
Or how should I proceed?
We just have one question, and
Yes.
also in Qigong we say that we are using the practice, the physical movements to mobilize Qi. Dr. Pang has said that wherever the mind
Yes.
goes, are based on this model of
Yes.
Qi flowing and blockages and stagnation of Qi. Someone posted about Yuan-Ti, that specialized Qi.
Yes. Qi in the mind. Yes.
Mind. What are your thoughts about that? Is hypnosis in a deep trance acts the same, mobilizing?
Well, I think, Zhineng Qigong and Dr. Pang's book, I read many of his books, the ones translated. I'm fascinated by them. And he has references on hypnosis as well. Actually, hypnosis and NLP doesn't talk about Qi. They say the mind goes, the attention flows wherever the mind goes. But it's the same thing. I think it is the same. It's a rule of the universe. There are Qi. I mean, you can discuss whether there is Qi or not. You cannot prove somebody, I mean, if they are not close to the idea, they are not open to the idea that Qi exists. But we feel it. I mean, everybody practicing, we feel it, and we know it just cleans us up. But I think at a level, there is an explanation. I mean, this is, Dr. Pang is explaining everything through the mechanism of Qi. But hypnosis and NLP is explaining things not with mechanisms of Qi, but there are many common things if you know both of them. For example, blocked energy. We talk about blocked energy. In hypnosis, I told you that the body has memory for events, for happy events, for sad, for every event. There is a sensation in the body. For example, one of my clients was telling me, you know, when he was describing about the pain he had about an incident of not forgiving somebody, he said, "Oh my goodness, Miss Ushul, I have a big rock here in my body, rock here." And I said, "Okay, where is the rock?" It's a little bit slightly hypnotic. I said, "Where is it? Describe it to me. That way, this way." And I said, "Okay, just be careful. I'm going to take out the rock." And he said, "What?" He was shocked a little bit. A traditional man, I said, "I'm going to take out the rock. Breathe deeply and close your eyes and let me, on my hands, go there, and I take it out." And then immediately the rock went away. And it was relief. Why? Because the subconscious cannot make the difference between something imagined, something already lived. If you can make the person imagine that the rock is gone, then the feeling is gone. And I interpret this in a way that the Qi blockage can be taken out because you put the Yuan-Ti in place. When Yuan-Ti believes in something, you know that you can realize many things. And I think this is the same mechanism. And as there are techniques to take out many things, many blockages or healing, I think we can employ a lot of the techniques to just clean those reference systems that are hindering, that are being obstacles in the way to healing. Zhineng Qigong is a shortcut. It goes deep down. But if you can do it all the time, it's okay. But if you are in your world working and so on, the broadcasting mechanism exists. So it would be good to change the broadcasting.
Yes, sounds great. And so I think everyone is ready to do some practice. If you would like to lead us.
Just one point. One point. Can I say? And it's as we can explain it to people like this. The subconscious cannot make the difference between imagined and already existed. It cannot make the difference between past, present, future. I tell them, for example, imagine a lemon tree, wonderful lemon tree, and imagine picking up a lemon and just so much juice inside. Imagine you cut the lemon and you just squeeze it into a glass, and then you drink it. When you imagine it, the saliva is excreted. For the saliva to be excreted, your brain has to have thousands of chemical reactions in the mind. But there is no lemon, actually. Where is the lemon? There is no lemon. I only made the person imagine it. Because of that, we can get that physical reaction. So, for example, if you imagined in your hand that there is a light or whatever it is that you imagine, let's say your arm is sick. If you imagine that it is passing by it and is cleansing it and it is healing it, even if you didn't know about Qigong, just with the mechanism of subconscious, that will start reactions in your body, the healing reactions in your body, because even if you do not believe, the subconscious believes that it is taking place. So this is a very strong thing, I think. Okay. Questions?
I think everyone seems to be ready for some
okay.
practice. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So what I will do is I will guide you with a hypnotic NLP style guidance, and to open the chi as well. But this is hypnosis style. It's not Zhineng Qigong. I know that many of you are quite experienced. So if you realize the differences, just notice that we can make this to a pure, a person who has never had meditation, who has never had any experience, but we get the same results. So we use the words in order to make the mind so much occupied that the mind has to stay aside so the subconscious opens. Sorry. So I want to, by the way, if somebody is driving or doing something, that requires attention, I request them not to participate. And is your chair comfortable, by the way? If you were to sleep like this, you're not going to sleep, but if you were to sleep, if you have danger of falling down, please sit in a comfortable place. Is it okay? Okay, so now I want you to just close your eyes and relax. Breathe deeply and with each breath, imagine that you're relaxing. Relaxing at a very deep and deep level. Breathe deeply. and exhale. Exhale as if though you're going to take out everything negative, everything that is blocking, everything that is causing a negative energy in your body. Release. Let it go. As you breathe deeply and relax, now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes and close and do many things. And all these will contribute you to go in a much, much deeper state. So, could you please open your eyes for a moment? I'm going to show you something. So, now I'm holding my arm like this. Could you please hold your arms like this, stiff? And just make it stiff, and then relax it. Let it fall down. Stiff and relax. As you see, it is under your control. When you want to make your muscles stiff, you can do them. And when you want to relax them, it's up to you. It's the same muscle, but you can have the deep relaxation with your intention. So I want you to close your eyes again. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Now, with your eyelids, I want you to concentrate on your eyelids. And I want you to allow the muscles, all the muscles on your eyelids to relax, exactly like your arm. Just let them relax so much so that the muscles no longer want to move. Just imagine as if though they are totally relaxed so that they no longer want to move. And when you are sure that you have relaxed them completely, when you are sure that your eyes are so much relaxed that they will not want to open, I want you to give it a small test to see that you cannot open. Just give it a small test and then release the relaxation. And take this relaxation from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, just like a blanket that covers you. Just like a blanket that allows you to relax deeply. And as you relax deeply, you're going to start feeling good. You're going to start feeling much better. And every time you breathe in and out, release and go deeper. Go deep in a trance state. You can feel the chair that you're sitting on. You can feel the chair that you're sitting on. And you're completely safe. I want you to realize that you are completely safe. And every time you remember, while we do this work together, every time you remember that you are completely safe, every time you remember that you sit on the chair, you will remember that you are completely safe. Relax. And now, I'm going to ask you in a moment to open and close your eyes. I'm going to ask you to open and close your eyes. And every time I ask you to open and close your eyes at this moment, you're going to go in a deeper, much deeper trance, 100 times more deep. but quite safe and stable on your chair. Now, I want you to open your eyes and close them immediately down. Deeper, deeper, more relaxed. And more, the more you relax, the better you feel. The better you feel, the more you relax. And now, open your eyes again and close them. Deeper, deeply relax. And you're getting even much better. And open your eyes and relax. Deeper, deeper. Now, you can notice that your body is completely relaxed. There might be small parts in your body that are less relaxed, but every time you notice, it will be a signal for that body part to relax even more, so that you can be feeling much, much better. Now, this is the state of relaxation for the body. Now, I want to guide you to another level of relaxation. That's the relaxation of the mind. Because our mind, at a normal state, can think about thousands of things, evaluate, consider, worry, be happy, sad, angry, and so on. Just like our body. Now that all muscles are relaxed, now I want you to guide you for attaining a relaxation of the mind as well. Now I want you to imagine that you have a white board in front of you with a lot of letters, with a lot of numbers, words, and drawings with different colors on the board. Now I want you to take an eraser and, in order to represent the relaxation of the mind, I want you to erase the board. Erase the board so that your mind would be relaxed, just like your body. And when you're finished, I want you to nod your head slightly so that I know that you have reached to the level of relaxation. Wonderful. Great. Now we can continue our journey. Now you're in a deep state of relaxation. As you will see, the sensation that you have at the moment is a concentrated state, very much similar to that of Qigong. And now I want to guide you to open a Qi field. Now with the relaxation that you have on your body, imagine that you're looking inside, that it is empty, you can see every corner. And if there is any blockage, any negative energy, any place where it is squeezed and that Qi cannot flow, just imagine that the simple moment that you notice that place is going to relax. Now, imagine that you go above and beyond your body. Imagine your head rises up to the blue sky. To the blue sky. Imagine, see the blue sky, your head inside it, cool, nice, feeling fine. Imagine your feet go deep down into the earth, become part of it. And imagine your hands. You are so big. When you move your hands slightly, you can reach the horizon. And now, go even beyond, go even beyond. Go to the end of the universe. Go to the end of the universe. And just notice you are part of this vast, vast, big universe. Just feel that you are beyond the limitations of your body. Just connect with the universe. Connect with the universal chi. Connect with the universal information that knows everything. And now I want you to bring that universe down to our chi field. Down to our chi field where all of us connected. We're online, but we are connected. Now bring it to cover all of us. And empty your body and become one. Imagine that you connect with every one of us. Chi field, the universe around us, just becomes part of us. Easily flowing in and out, bringing all the information, all the chi to us and everybody. Now, with the chi field around us, I want you to now go back to your body within the chi field and just think about. Your subconscious will guide you. The thing that you would like to heal, if you have a sickness, for example, in your body, if you have a memory of a past event that is hurting you or making you angry, fearful, hatred, whatever it is, negative energy. Now I want you to imagine your body. I want you to get the feeling like if you have a problem with your stomach, just think about it. And notice the texture of that discomfort. If you have pain, or if you know that it's not okay, just feel the discomfort. Feel the texture. Is it like stone? Is it like liquid? Is it like yogurt? Is it like air? Or maybe you have an event, you have something that hurts you. Not a sickness, but there is something that you are sad, angry, or fearful about. Just think about that. When you think about it, you will notice that you have a feeling in your body. Notice where you feel. Can you notice? If you can, please nod your head. Okay, now I want you to realize the texture of this discomfort. If it is stone, for example, or liquid, or gas, or whatever, I want you to notice the dimensions of it. I want you to notice whether it is cold, warm, or hot. How is it? Notice. I want you to imagine what would be its color if it had a color. Now, I want you to notice the movement, because all the feelings in your body, all the emotions should have the neurons firing from our mind. So it should have a movement. So notice whether it is turning from inside out or outside in, from right to left or left to right. If you cannot notice a movement, just imagine what would be its movement. And just notice. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to take that rock or whatever it is that causes discomfort. Take that with your hands. Take it and bring it in front of you. Now, take it in front of you, outside. Imagine that it's outside your body. Now, turn it. See it turning. See it turning as if though it is in the same way in your body. Now, I want you to slow it down. Imagine that it slows down. Now, I want you to start increasing it to the opposite direction. Increase it, increase it, increase it, increase it, increase it, and now put it back. When you put it back immediately, it's just going to neutralize. It's just going to neutralize. Peaceful and calm. Breathe deeply. And relax. Relax. And now, notice how much left, whether it has completely disappeared. And most probably it did. Now, I want you to notice if there is any residue, just notice. And in a moment, we're going to do the same. We're going to do the same. Just notice the remaining part. The color may be same or it has changed. Notice it. And with the turning sensation, take it out in front of you. In front of you. Notice the change. Slow it down and increase, increase, increase. But this time, we're not going to put it inside. This time, we're going to throw it back behind us so that it will be left behind us. Throw it back, throw it back. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply and relax. And now, imagine that all the chi field that is around us, that is accessing your body, that is accessing the body to the places where it has not maybe had the opportunity to access. It is just flowing easily. Now imagine that you are standing right in front of our circle. Everybody around you, you are standing right in front of the circle, but I want you to realize that you are standing in the circle as well. Just visualize yourself standing in the circle. And everybody, now connect with the universe. Just go beyond your body. Connect with the universe and pour the energy on the body of the person that you are. You are standing in front of everybody. You are watching yourself. You're pouring energy on yourself. And the energy just goes and cleanses. Just the energy, chi, flows from your body, from your feet to the ground, to the earth, and travels back to you and to everybody. Just passes from the body, goes to the universe, and again on yourself that is standing in front of everybody. Everybody's healing energies transform you. And you're healing everything, not only sicknesses, anything that is troubling you, that is worrying you, everything heals. And while you watch yourself from the circle that you are standing, now notice where is that sensation in your body, whether you have anything that is blocking you in your body. Notice whether there is any pain. Just put the place where you have the pain, like if your knee hurts, just visualize it on yourself that is in front of you. Visualize the color. Visualize the texture. And then from there, just imagine that it just melts. It just melts. The color melts. It goes down, down, down to the feet, and it goes down to the ground and just disappears away, leaving room for the chi again to fill you. Now, breathe deeply and relax. This might seem quite a small experience. It might seem something regular, but I tell you that it has deep, deep consequences. We have now experienced something, but your subconscious now believes that actually the pain, the source of trouble, has melted away, and from now on is going to start working on yourself, just creating all the possibilities in your body to provide this healing to occur. From now on, you're going to find that you are deeply, totally believing that everything is okay. Everything is okay. Everything healed. And you're totally okay. Now, I want you to just shift the scenery. Imagine the most wonderful place that you can ever imagine. Just allow your subconscious to bring that to you. Imagine that you are in a place totally wonderful. I don't know what you imagine. It can be a scenery of a seaside, mountains, or a forest, but just breathe in the well-being. Breathe in the comfort. And while you are there with the wonderful sensations of the comfort, I want you to notice that exactly at this moment, the way you feel is how I was feeling when I had my body completely like steel. A normal person that I am cannot stand like that as a steel bar between two armchairs. But when you are under this trance state, you have possibility to access states that goes beyond our physical limitations. They are a part of us, maybe we do not know. But at this very same state, whatever you feel, whatever you tell yourself becomes like an instruction for your body and for your mind to realize. And at this moment, I want you to realize, I want you to notice that everything is fine. Whatever you occupy yourself with, it's going to heal in no time. And at this very moment, I want you to imagine that you can travel right in your mind, inside your nervous system. Imagine it's like this airplane's cockpit. Imagine there are lots of lights, lots of handles that control everything in your body. One is for healing, for example. One is for emotions. One is for eyes, for ears to function correctly. Your maybe stomach, whatever it is. Now, I want you to find the handle or the button that controls the instructions for the healing to take place in your body. I want you to notice which handle it is, or the button it is. And now, if you did, just shake your head. And if you haven't, it doesn't matter. I want your subconscious mind to imagine that it can find the handle. And I want you to go there. Now imagine that you open up that handle or push that button so that it will instruct your body from now on to heal. Control every mechanism in your body. As if though when you imagine a lemon, the saliva can squeak. We didn't have to define how the mind is going to make that saliva to secrete. The same way, we do not have to define how the healing will occur. Just it's necessary, it's sufficient to give the instruction. And now we are giving it. Now your subconscious mind and your mind is able to give the instruction. And I believe that it is the same as Yi wanting. Now, instruct, push the button and the handle for the healing to occur. And it is done. Every time you need it, it will be sufficient for you to close your eyes, access to the state, and imagine that you go to the control center of your mind and push the button. It will start the healing in your body. It has already healed. And now you can just realize the surrounding. You can realize your surrounding. And then, while you just walk around, you walk around in this beautiful scenery that you are in, maybe a forest, maybe a seaside, I want you to notice that you can see yourself. See yourself just from distance, close to yourself, but from distance you can observe. That is the you that has realized everything that has already happened. If you want healing, that healed you is there. If you want to achieve something, that achieved person is there. Now, I want you to look and notice how wonderful that person is, how strong that he feels or she feels, how relaxed and happy they are. It's so nice, right? When you're observing from distance, just notice the changes that you have and that person has. And now I want you to walk towards that person, and I want you to just stand behind that person, that yourself that has achieved everything. Just stand by that person, just behind it. And when I tell you to, I want you to jump inside that person so that you become one. Now, 1, 2, and 3, jump inside that person. You become one with that person that has achieved everything. If you want to heal, already healed person that you are inside. Feel how you feel. Hear how you hear. See everything around you as if though you see as a person that has achieved everything. And now you are that person. You are that person. I'm going to bring you back to here and now as the person that has already achieved everything in their lives. From now on, you will notice that many things will change in you for the positive, because your subconscious knows much better than me, much better than you, whatever you need. And from now on, you will realize that you feel much, much more positive. You will realize that if you have problems with sleeping, it will be wonderfully healed. If you have problems about something else, it will be totally disappeared. And you, from now on, are a person that has achieved what you wanted to. So, are you ready to come back? I'm going to count up to 5. And when I say 5, I want you to open your eyes. I want you to come back here now, totally relaxed, feeling wonderful, energized. You may not notice, but you will feel that something has changed. You know deep down that something has changed. And that's my present to you, dear Zhineng Qigong practitioner friends. 1, you're relaxing. 2, you're being energized. 3, you have a smile in your heart, a wonderful feeling in your body, as if though you have all the lottery tickets, you won all the lottery tickets in the world or so. Everything is okay. 4, you're feeling clear. You're feeling refreshed and wonderful. And 5, now I want you to open your eyes and come back to here and now. Okay. Is it okay, everybody? We had a very nice session. And as you see, the sensation is very much like visualization, very much like Zhineng Qigong. In Zhineng Qigong, we are concentrating on the energy movements or calming down. But in hypnosis and NLP, we are actually just transforming the recordings. But the important thing is that we can make another person feel exactly the same sensations that you would normally achieve through a lot of practice. And from now on, if you do not have a sensation of qi, you might have it really overwhelmingly. So, Amir, can you hear me?
Yes, I think someone by mistake took over the screen. Ulrika, if you can stop the screen sharing.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Okay, we're back. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I think have I passed the time?
Oh no, we're right on time.
Right on time.
Yes.
I thank you very. I hope you liked it. So this is Hypnosis and NLP, and it's a very nice resource. And what I have done might really, sometimes it creates really miracles. I have a story. I'll post it maybe if you, I can post the link.
Yes.
Miraculous. Of course, in private sessions, we have a lot of, we work on the person's resort. I mean, we have a talking period in the beginning where I have an understanding of what the subconscious needs. And then from there, we start techniques and we play. Mini is like a game. But the transformation sometimes is not, mostly is incredible. And it's all techniques. And I am a trainer. And one day, maybe, if you would like to be trained in NLP, just come to me. I organize a retreat in Turkey for certified through Richard Bandler. The certificates come from him himself.
Yeah.
Anyway, any questions? I mean, I have time if you would like to ask. If you would like to continue, you're most welcome.
Yes, everyone is very grateful. It's just amazing how you blend hypnosis with Qigong. I mean, I was very much into a deep trance state, but also into the Qi field. It's very skillfully how you combine.
Well, thank you to you. I've learned it, and I'm having some teacher trainings with Ling Tong at the moment, Master Tong. And I hope if I can arrange the visa issues and so on, I'll be joining to a Yiwanti retreat with Master Jianshe this month in Grand Canary Islands. So I'll be putting on some much more learnings on it. Ellen Love, very relaxed, sleepy now. Yes, exactly. Is there anybody who has a discomforting feeling? Anybody who has any discomforting feeling? Anything discomforting? No? If there is, I can just see. Normally you shouldn't have because it's a general thing, but if there is, I can just fix it.
Yeah,
I couldn't see all the I cannot see all the comments. Is there a way for me to get these comments? I mean, copy and paste it to me as a mail, maybe? I can respond and thank to those who are telling really very nice things.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm making a recording. I will send it to Martin, and we can also upload it to YouTube. And Zoom also has the comments file. I will send it.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much. So
yes, thank you for making time, Michelle. And it's so wonderful to experience this. It's very different than traditional.
Yeah, it is very different. But the thing is that Zhineng Qigong is through, I mean, it is much beyond, of course. It's explaining all the key mechanisms, and the theory is so wide.
Yes.
And but I think it is accessing to the same place. What it is doing is bypassing the recordings. But if there are any things that are broadcasting all the time, instead of waiting for Zhineng Qigong to handle them, we can just shift and create the ability of Yi Yuan Ti to manifest itself.
Yes.
Eliminating the obstacles on the road.
Yeah.
So that's my conclusion. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments,
very much, Michelle. Thank you for making time, and
thank you for inviting me, Amir.
For,
always.
If
Bye bye.
you can open up your mic, you can thank Michelle, and I'll end the meeting soon.